The Kentucky Derby, the best 2 minutes in sports. Derby preview. Admire Daytona.
This is one that you and I are both going to have kind of the similar opinion on, which more to say that we don't know enough about this one to have a strong opinion. He ran okay in the UAE Derby, and by okay, I mean he won the race, but I'm not sure that he beat a whole lot in there. Flood Zone shipped over there and didn't look very good, but Flood Zone wasn't really expected to do much. It sounded more like they were going over there to get some money more than caring about the Derby. Admire Daytona looked okay. It's just hard to have a strong opinion about a horse out of the UAE Derby. We've been burned by that type before. And not to mention the UAE Derby got moved 2 weeks later than its usual spot. So it ran 4 weeks prior to the Kentucky Derby. And with the shipping back over or shipping to America in his case, just feels like a quick turnaround. We always get a little nervous about the 6 week turnaround from the UAE Derby to the Kentucky Derby. Now we're going on 4 weeks. Throwing that, he hadn't raced since February back in Japan, where he ran a not so great fourth to Luxor Cafe, who he's going to face in the Kentucky Derby. And just feels like he's up against it here. He may hit the board. I don't really think so. I think he's going to be more towards, if you're going to bet on who's going to finish last, I'd put some money on Admire Daytona in that way.
Well, I think we finally learned our lesson about the UAE winner. We're not buying it. He was forwardly placed in the UAE Derby, which is a good spot if you're in the Kentucky Derby. And he won a nice little 3 horse race there in the stretch to win by a nose. The second place horse kind of drifted out to give him the win. But one thing I noticed is when he's pressed, he seems to want to change leads. So I saw it in the stretch in the Hyacinth, and then I saw it again in the gallop out in the UAE Derby. And to me, that means he's a little too green and still learning how to run for me. So I'm going to toss this one. I just can't rely on this one. And like I said, I'm not going to get burned on another UAE Derby.
Yeah, and I think you're right. I'm tossing him out of the superfecta. I've changed my mind in the last 15 seconds about putting him last because he did have some fight in him down the stretch. He may not be good enough, but he'll fight and he won't finish last. So I wouldn't bet him to be my last place finish, but that's about the best thing I can say about him is I wouldn't bet him to be last.
All right, that's Admire Daytona.